Oh my gosh, where did all this go?
Oh, Mike Morris will be joining in probably about 10 minutes. He's running a little late. But I don't think we'll get to executive session before then anyway.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
All right, so we're on, guys.
David, did you want to text the mayor?
I'll get it.
All those down that we weren't using. in
Okay.
between. That might help a little bit. I'll stay and see.
You getting on? You need Peggy to call you? Okay, I'll tell her to call you. Okay. All right.
That should be, I thought.
Peggy,
okay.
Mayor requesting a call.
Okay. Let me go back.
Let's wait a couple minutes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Mayor, this is Fred. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
This is Robert,
I
Mayor.
Let's be the top of your head.
You growing a beard?
Why not?
Oh, we-
All right, are we ready?
Well, we can only see the top of your head.
Joan on here?
I'm here.
Okay. All right, so we're ready to get started? Okay. We'll call the July 16th, 2020 regular meeting of the City Council. It's 5:05 PM. We'll call it to order. And I guess we can recite our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag.
to the United States of America
To the republic,
and to the republic
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, you got it. Prayer today,
Remain standing and please bow your heads with me.
Oh, Heavenly Father, we come to you again at a time when our country has been turned upside down with disease and so much unrest. Lord, hear our prayers for recovery, both physically and spiritually. Give pause to all that is creating all the angst and unhappiness. And please give us the strength to know that you're with us, right behind us, right with us, helping us in this journey towards this reconciliation. Give our leaders that are here today and those that are with us electronically through this new Zoom technology, give them the courage and the wisdom to help make the decisions, many of which are difficult and fraught with a lot of questions. Give them the strength to make those decisively and with courage and with all aspects and everybody's interest in mind. In your name we ask this and so many other things, and thank you for our blessings. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, we have city comments and that's in your package.
That are waiting on the phone as well.
Okay,
I'll go ahead and let them.
can we go ahead and connect them then?
Yes, sir.
We have some in the book, in the agenda package.
Yes.
Okay. Have you all read those?
All right, here come the phone ones.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you state your name?
Yes, this is Kathy Fulton, and right now I'm temporarily at 6-1. Okay, am I on?
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
on.
Okay, I'm over here right now on Avenue B, house sitting. Anyway, I want to thank everybody, and I'm going to try to get through this really quick. I have a few items I'd like to address, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for being there. I wanted to say I do not believe that a recreation center is realistic or beneficial to Port Aransas at this time. Further consideration and reevaluation of the cost must be allowed with public participation that right now during this pandemic, it's currently not possible. The city needs to focus on rebuild still, and that means rebuilding the damaged buildings and repair from Harvey. The city can barely have enough staff and manpower to keep up with the current issues nor can it manage the number of current visitors as it is. I want to say I vote no on this for being on the November ballot. Number two, I would like to raise issue with the replat of 2 lots on Tarrant Avenue that was done without proper notice to the adjacent property owners. This is not a minor replat because it creates 4 lots for houses out of 2 in an R1 area. Tarrant Avenue was created, that area was created in the 1950s in Old Town, and the oversized lots were intended to be estate homes of that era. Chopping up Tarrant lots for cookie cutter houses fails to keep the ambience of this R1 neighborhood. Also, the replat appears to have a variance included, but is not noted. This goes against code by skipping the needed approval of planning and zoning and then on to council. Adjacent owners need proper notice and to be allowed comment. This again is a gross negligence of the building department. And finally, 3, I just want to say that I know everything is tough right now and that these times are absolutely insane. I want to say, please don't give up on this battle with the Port of Corpus Christi. They are not playing nice, and as you know, I am heavily, heavily involved in this, and they are never going to tell the truth. Please don't. They do not care about Port Aransas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy.
Kathy.
Thanks, Kevin.
Hello,
Hello?
is this Mike?
No,
Yes,
this is Fran. Any more comments?
Yes, yes, sir. Sorry, that was the mic we let in. We have a lot more.
A lot more left, yeah. Francisca?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
You've entered the council meeting? Hello?
Mike, are you there?
I'm going to remove them, okay? You've entered the Port Aransas City Council meeting?
Yes, sir. Sorry, that was my good.
Can you state your name?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear a thing.
Thank you. You've entered the Port Aransas City Council meeting. Hello?
Oh, hello. I was listening in. Thank you.
Did you have any citizen comments?
Oh, I did not.
Okay. Nancy Kilgore did though. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Yes, hello.
Go ahead with your citizen comments.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mayor Boujon and City Council members. My name is Nancy Kilgore. Thank you for this brief moment to request, both for my mother, Carol Kilgore, Tarrant property owner, and the Marcy Taylor family, Cotter property owners, an opportunity to contribute information we have regarding replats in the Tarrant area. Before a final decision is made, we request a chance to add the information we have in our comments regarding the possibility of a new replat on Tarrant Avenue to the record. And thank you so very much for taking my message.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks again.
You've entered the City Council, Port Aransas City Council meeting. Can you state your name? One more. You've entered the Port Aransas City Council meeting. Can you state your name?
Janet Faust,
I'm sorry, what was your last name?
Faust, F as in Frank, A-U-S-T.
Okay, and your address?
I have a condo at Casa Condominium at 4903 State Highway 361.
Okay. Go ahead with your citizen comment.
No, I'm sorry, I don't have a comment. I wanted to listen in on the meeting.
Okay. All right, Mayor, that's all the ones that have called in as of right now.
And the others are in the packet.
The others are in the packet. Would you like us to read some of those or all of those?
Well,
Any in particular?
has a right to know, yeah.
Okay.
When do you want to take a stab at?
Sure. Okay, we did this once before when we had a whole bunch of them, and so I will,
You can paraphrase.
I'll paraphrase through quite a few of them. But just so that everyone's name is mentioned at least so that we know that they made a citizen comment. Okay, so the first one is from a Colleen Bragg, and the description of her topic is Cinnamon Shore Hotel and Conference Center, and her address is in the Cinnamon Shore subdivision, Cinnamon Shore North, it appears. Basically, her comments say that she's against the hotel and conference center. Her reasonings are traffic, conflict of interest between Cinnamon Shore Rentals and the hotel, HOAs, et cetera. And she does not want, summarizing that she's against the hotel and conference center in Cinnamon Shore, either north or south at some point. So that's Colleen and Jerry Bragg. Okay,
What was her, what did she want? Did she agree with it or not agree with it?
No, sir, that was the first comment. She and her husband were against a hotel and conference center, period. Not necessarily
Okay,
what the item at hand is today, but just against the conference center, period.
okay.
Okay? So the next one was a Jillian Ward, and also has a Cinnamon Shore address. And she also speaking in regards to the hotel and conference center and saying that she's against it. And issues were infrastructure, highways, town itself not being able to handle people, parking. And she's basically said that she would have likely not purchased her home and had she known there was going to be a conference center in this development. Okay, the next one is a John Hancock, also Cinnamon Shore homeowner, and he said he was against it. He said he's a new homeowner in Cinnamon Shore North, and he was recently made aware of plans for the hotel, conference center, and site on July 10th. And he said he was recently found out about the proposed moving of the site, and it was not made known to the homeowners. He says he has concerns about the development and overcrowding of the beach, a section of town, and densely populated Cinnamon Shore South, and maybe possible unauthorized use of amenities in North by hotel guests, et cetera. So clearly he is against the conference center and hotel. All right, the next one was a Grace Collins, a Port Aransas resident, not in Cinnamon Shore, but on Lighthouse Channel. She is in favor of the conference center, says that it will help year-round economy. Next one was Randy Hansen, also a Port Aransas resident from Palisades. He is against. He says that the last thing Port Aransas needs is to attract more people. We don't have infrastructure to support it. And basically increase in traffic would be a problem. So just against conference center in general. This letter came from Suzette Freeman. She basically was in favor of the change of location for the hotel and conference center. Says she understands that this is not given the best time for us to decide things during COVID, but she feels like a conference center hotel will balance year-round tourism market and alleviate binge tourism. So she's in favor of that. The next one was Joe Kruger. She's a Port Aransas resident on Sea Secret. Cinnamon Shore is what she put on her topic. And it seems that she says that it seems like there was a lot of time spent on the conference center. Two candidates, Palmilla or Cinnamon Shore, both gave their presentations. Council voted to pick Cinnamon Shore. And she says that they picked the spot and that if council wanted a conference center closer to town, they should have picked Palmilla. She's against the change in venue. The next one is regarding the rec center from Christopher Collins, Lighthouse Channel in Port Aransas. Please put rec center on the ballot in November. Grace Collins, topic, rec center, again, Lighthouse Channel. Please, in favor of the rec center, says we must start planning for future, even during trying times. Next one, Michelle Lorette, Port Aransas resident, rec center. This needs to go to the community for a vote. There's some great architectural plans already in place. Finally taking the next step to provide the community with a much needed rec center. She's in favor of rec center. Next one's Amy Hoffman, also Port Aransas resident, all in favor of the rec center. Great addition for the community and the children. Next one, Cindy Christensen, lives in Port Aransas on Oaks, in favor of the rec center. Definitely needed for all ages of the city. Next one, Tiffany Arnold, also Port Aransas resident, Corpus Christi Channel. I fully and completely back the rec center. We need it for fitness, common area for education, place for children to go, and active and social spot for winter Texans. Rec Center, Leah Phillips, lives on Royal Palm. Rec Center should move forward and be included on November ballot. Next one, Dina Erdner, Avenue C, happy Rec Center is being picked back up for discussion. Next one, Carolyn James, Port Aransas resident on Station, Community Rec Center. I'm in favor of Rec Center, putting it on November ballot. Next one, Rec Center, Victoria Spencer, 11th Street, Port Aransas resident. She's against the rec center, and her summary is about, basically she's against it for increasing taxes. Says that hotel motel tax owners already are taxed enough, and that it's a struggling time during COVID, and that the item was discussed before Harvey, and that it didn't happen, and now's the wrong time to try to put any kind of increase on the November ballot. So she says, thank you for your service. Truly challenging time for all. Rec Center, next one, Lori Sechting, also Port Aransas resident. She is against the Rec Center. She says that she's a huge supporter of athletics and thinks that it's a fabulous way to raise a child. Sports teach many valuable lessons to youth. However, in the current economic climate, she feels it'd be difficult for anyone to pay additional taxes for the facility. Tax revenue shortfalls that city and state would experience are due to decisions of local and state governments. These same decisions are making it very difficult for individuals and businesses to make ends meet. At some point, City of Port Aransas will need to make cuts in its budget and accommodate hot tax and short tax shortfalls. Then she hopes that the mayor will understand economic hardships that were forced on all of us. Basically against it because of tax purposes. Okay. Next one, Rec Center. Janice Roberts, Port Aransas resident for Rec Center. We need the Rec Center. I've been in Port Aransas for over 15 years. Son participated in many sports, many times. Fellow classmates would have benefited from having a Rec Center. Please do it. This one is regarding beach closure. It is from Justin James, and it's a little confusing, but it says, his comments are multiple places, but he says viruses numbers are up, tourists are everywhere, need to shut down the beaches completely. You see even shutting down where they can walk, still transmitting it. Many coming from out of town, everyone needs to self-quarantine, hotel and short-term rentals are breeding ground. Stop tourism.
So, but he's against the shutdown, or is that just he's wrong?
I think he's probably not against the shutdown based on his comments.
So it should be forward.
Right, yeah. That was maybe what I'm doing. Okay, so the last one, unless there's something else, Fran, closure of beaches to vehicles. This is Lori Fisher. She's against the beach closure. It says many people travel to Port Aransas every year to vacation with family, her family included. They have traveled here for many, many years, every single summer, and they continue to come back because of great hospitality. Her concern is that by shutting down the beaches, that you'll lose tourism, and she says she's even lost a dear friend to COVID, and she understands how serious it is, but that people need to have the right to choose, and the Port Aransas Beach needs to be open because it's public, at least to golf carts. I think that was a summary. Are y'all getting that? Maybe that she wanted at least golf cart traffic. Okay.
There's one more from Brooke Owens. He is for the rec center on the November ballot, and he feels that the citizens of Port Aransas need to have a rec center.
Moving on, item number 4, executive session. The City Council will conduct a closed executive session in compliance with section 551-0711A and consult with the city's attorneys to seek advice on pending or contemplated litigation, including but not limited to case number 2019 CCV 61513-3 Port of Corpus Christi Authority of Nueces County versus the City of Port Aransas. We'll now go into executive session.
Okay, give me just a second.
It is 5:25. All right, how do we do this executive session on Zoom?
Just a second. Let me stop.